Welcome to Keynotes to Collectibles with Curtis Zimmerman. In this series, I'll be sharing Ray's sports collection and my temporary shift from being a keynote speaker to the world of sports cards and collectibles. So excited to be here with my youngest son, Oliver. And Oliver and I have been kind of on this journey together, meeting Ray and buying his collection and the warehouse. And so, Oliver, I just hope that you could share with everybody just kind of our journey together and really starting back, going to garage sales and all that. Anything that you could share to kind of paint the picture would be huge.
Yeah, so we kind of just came in here and we met this guy named Ray that had a warehouse and a shop, and we had a couple conversations with him, and it kind of spiraled into us buying the shop from him and the warehouse with it. So we've been here for about 9 weeks now, and it was a little bit of a extreme transition, but it was really easy to take advantage of the situation we had in front of us, so it all worked out.
And I'd say the transition of the shop itself.
For sure. Yeah, we had to change the whole shop to be able to put more of the card stock in because it's booming right now. So.
Yeah, cards. Apparently, we weren't the only ones that went down in the basement and took out cards and started going through them, but millions of people around the whole United States and the world were doing it, and that's why right now cards are just, hot and people are loving them, and they're going ripping packs and building relationships with their kids through doing that, and that's kind of what we've been doing too. So, it's just such a big thank you to Ray. I would say that when we first met him, he wasn't the most bubbly, warm person you've ever met.
No.
But the more he got to trust us and the more that he realized that we appreciated what he had, and the more he opened up, and I would say he's like one of my best friends. Like, he's an amazing guy. I see him almost every day, and, really changed our family and what we've been doing, wouldn't you say?
For sure, yeah.
Other things I think that I'd love for you to share is just kind of what it's like to be in the shop in the morning, like learning to open. And I know you've worked other jobs before, but this just feels a little different because it's just you and me. To me, it does.
I mean, it's nothing really new. It's just like a normal shop, but it's a lot more calm because you don't have people breathing down your neck all the time. But we get like big rushes, and it's really fun with a bunch of people in here yelling and a bunch of other stuff going on. So it's a nice adrenaline rush, especially during the open and the close of it, for sure.
And I would say yelling, I'm going to show that picture of the one guy that pulled the card.
Yeah.
What card was it?
The Ken Griffey Jr. rookie card.
Ken Griffey Jr. rookie card. He really wanted it. He had bought some packs. And what did he buy, like 7 packs or something?
It was 12 packs. And he got it on the fourth to last one, so that was exciting.
And we're both standing there. There's nobody else in the shop. And he ripped it and got it, and we were like, high five, and like, yeah. So it's funny because you do these kinds of things, you never think like moments are going to happen, but it was totally like a moment I will never forget when we were there with this guy, and he pulls it, and it's a Ken Griffey Jr., and he's all jacked up, and it was really cool.
That's pretty cool. So.
Yeah. Also, I think there's something to be said for Oliver has always been the kind of person that is an adventurous kind of, I want to try things, get out there. And so, I mean, that's kind of your nature. I know you were like into sneakers for a long time and flipping that. And so it doesn't feel to me like it's that big of a challenge for you.
No, not at all.
To be here and wheel and deal. And
yeah, it's pretty normal. I mean, I kind of grew around it, and it's really easy. So it just gives me something fun to do. And I'm somewhat like invested into it as well, so.
Oliver's got his own cards, put them in a display, and then he's able to wheel and deal. And I have to be honest with you, it's great for me because he's done it so much that if I'm busy helping a customer and somebody comes in and says, hey, I have these cards I want to trade, or I want to make a deal on what if I get these 5 boxes, can I get it for this price? You have total control, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't have to check with me. I mean, and that's just because he knows the values as well as I do.
Mm-hmm, for sure. And the market's changing all the time, so it's fun to always keep up with it, but it can be stressful sometimes, for sure.
So I guess what I would say is could you share a little bit about just our family making the decision to do it, and then your take on whether or not it was a good idea, and kind of thinking about the next 6 months and where it's going? If you're going to tell somebody about that, what would you say?
I mean, it definitely was a pretty big decision, and it was kind of right place, right time kind of thing. And it's those decisions that you don't really want to pass up. You kind of got to jump on them when you have the chance and they present themselves to you. I mean, obviously it was a big change for the family and everything like that, but it was handled really well, so it wasn't as extreme as it could have been. And I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see how it goes in the next 6 months or whatever.
It's funny because we talked about how this isn't forever. And I think that's one of the big mistakes people make with decisions. And Oliver, we both talk a lot about this. And I'm not going into the sports and memorabilia business as a career.
Yeah.
We both know that. But we've also bought enough stuff together in the past that we have it, and then we go ahead and trade it or sell it. And so you just go kind of like the curator of that for a certain period of time. When we looked at all this stuff, we knew it was going to be longer.
Yeah, for sure.
A bigger commitment. But ultimately, when crowds start coming back and speeches start happening, I'm going to go back and do that again. That's my career. But we and my whole family said, you know what? If we work together, we can do this as an adventure and hopefully make some money and hopefully have some fun. And that's what it's been for me so far. And so I just could not have done it without you and your support.
Yeah, and it's a perfect time to do that too, because so many people are out of their typical jobs, to find something that you can maybe make some money doing, but also something that you enjoy doing as well, and pursue that a little bit just to get you through the quarantine and everything like that.
That's awesome. Thank you, Oliver, so much for sharing. I mean, it's really great. To learn more about Ray's Sports Collection, go to facebook.com/Ray's Sports Collection. And if you're looking for a speaker to inspire and engage your people, visit my website, curtiszimmerman.com. Thanks for tuning in to Keynotes to Collectibles.